I'm going to go over the anatomy of a fan page, 3 mistakes that are killing your fan count. So I hope you guys like this. We put this together for you. I'm gonna draw this one out if you don't mind. It's not gonna be as good as the YouTube videos, but I'm gonna draw a little bit. And I'll upload this little drawing too, so you guys can keep it. Alright. So you have your fan page, right? Fan page. On this side you have ads. On this side you have your profile pic. Up here you have your tabs. And then you got text, right, your fans. And then pictures, whatever, okay? So we're going to deal with your welcome tab. Because a lot of you guys have welcome tabs on your fan pages, and you're using them to get people to either like the page. And someone asked me after my video, why is your like thing going the other way? I said, it's because I'm left-handed, and I'm different. So you have to deal with my backwards like thumb. I'll make it a little better. Okay. Here's what you're doing. Here's what a lot of people do wrong on their welcome page. A lot of times they want to have, the first thing is too many calls to action. Have you ever gone to a welcome tab and they have a trillion things going on at the same time? There's a there's a Twitter feed going on, and there's a video, and there's a blog RSS, and then they're asking you. In fact, we went to one page and they're like, all right, well, first thing we want you to do is click all the tabs up top, and then we want you to click the tab underneath this, and then we want you to go and click the other thing. No one's going to do all that. Please understand that someone would say, not me, that people are lazy. People are inherently lazy and they don't want to do a lot of things. You need to have one clear call to action. So if you're an internet marketer and the most important thing to you is getting people to join your list, then everything needs to be, hey, I've got something here for you. Go ahead and join this list. If it's, you want them to post on your wall, then it should be all about posting on the wall and letting us know kind of what, what's on your mind. If it's discussions, let that be it. But too many calls to action. Remember, if you give people too many choices, they will choose none of them. And that's a loss for you, okay? The second problem I see is there's usually no video. And what that means is that you're not really aware of the culture of Facebook. Because like I said, Facebook hates reading. They're like high schoolers. No one likes to read. And a lot of people want to put a lot of text on a fan page. So if you look at the fan pages we designed and you just go to the portfolio section of our site, there's not a lot of text on the ones. And the ones that have a lot of text, that wasn't our say. The client just demanded all of that text to be there. But people love watching videos. And the studies are showing more and more that online video is trending higher. So people are watching more videos and it's becoming the norm. So, blogs like Waking Up Amy that are video blogs are going to be positioned awesomely in the next year as, video makes a play to be kind of the standard way you get information from the web. Your fan page needs to be that way as well. People may not read your copy, but a lot of them will watch your video. And it doesn't take a long time to do. It's 60 seconds. Remember, you still want to give them one call to action. And hopefully you guys use like a reveal tab to get the like out of the way so you can tell them to really engage with you. Oh, okay. You're having a lot of fun over there on that chat. All right.
A lot of people got stuff they want to talk about.
So does that make sense? Does that make sense to everybody? Don't have too many calls to action, and use video. Use a flip cam. Use the video on your cell phone. Use the video on the laptop. Use somebody else's laptop. It doesn't really matter. YouTube lets you record video directly into YouTube, so there's no excuse for you not to have a video introduction on your welcome tab. The other reason is you don't have a lot of space. Facebook recently changed their width from, I think it was 670 when we first made the Beverly Lane tab.
Yeah, 670.
From 670 to 520 pixels wide. And they just made room for these ads, right? They're like, we got to make bread, so you guys have to get over it. Now you have less space. And 520 pixels, you can't write a lot, right? Oh, that's a really good question. I will get to that, Sai. Thank you. You don't have a lot of space. So in your video, you can say as much as you need to about your brand. You can give them all the information that you can't give them in your, in the text. Also, something you need to be aware of is what we call the fold. If you look at your screen now, there's a part of your screen that's showing, and a lot of times you might be able to scroll down, you might not. But if you can scroll down, a lot of people don't. In fact, a high percent, I think it was something like 70% of people online, they don't scroll beneath the fold. So if you're putting a really long fan tab here and they have to scroll down to get some information, a lot of them are just going to quit instead of doing it. So save yourself, some design time. Save yourself some heartache, right, from putting the information that people won't read. Keep everything above the fold if you can. Keep it very simple. One call to action and then a video to explain. Cool beans? And then the third thing I want to give you is this profile picture. Okay, so when I wrote this, almost nobody had a really long profile picture. It was very, and I'll pull up a couple examples. It was very rare to see a long profile picture. So let's go to Facebook here. When you look at the Facebook fan page, when you look at all of this, this is all the profile picture. The dimensions you want are 200 wide by 600 long. And that's the maximum amount of space that Facebook will give you, okay? What I see a lot of times is a logo here. If you are not Coke, Pepsi, Sprite, Doritos, or any huge brand, Dell, no one cares about your logo. No one cares about Jill's Bakery. When they see that logo, there's no emotion tied to it. Coke can put their logo there because when you see the Coca-Cola logo, an emotion happens. I hate Coca-Cola. I love Pepsi. So I see the Coca-Cola logo, and I ban this page from ever showing up on my Facebook again. It's an emotion, love it or hate it. But your logo doesn't provoke any emotion, and you want people to be moved to do something. So don't put your logo there, okay? If you're an author, if you're a solo brand, if you're a consultant, if you're a public speaker, your picture should be there. Because guess what? People want to identify with you. So you are branding yourself. So I guess the way we tell consultants to do it is to put a small graphic up top for their company. Oh yeah, Pepsi is the truth. A small graphic for their company up top, their picture in the middle, and then a marketing message at the end. In fact, a really good example of this, I'm going to show my friends, Cheryl Isaac with Different Business. This is a perfect example of a profile graphic. So her logo's up there. If your logo's pretty, Sai, you could put it up there. But it's not the end-all, be-all because it's really about Cheryl, right? And then she's got a marketing message, and then there's a call to action at the bottom. If you want startup advice, contact Cheryl. Call this number now. And you cannot imagine how many people see the number. They're like, oh, I want startup advice. I'm going to call you. And it happens. Remember, if you lead people along a path, they'll do what you ask them to do. Because remember, if you look at the bell curve, and let me bring this out. I always like talking about the bell curve. It's important to me. It rules my life. So, I don't know what happened. Okay. So, if you look at the bell curve, it says that it's like this, right? 10% of people are amazing. 10% of people will never do anything right. And the 80% in the middle usually just go with the flow. So if you give people a direction, this whole area will go with the flow. And you see it. And you see it in, and we see it in our page. They'll do whatever they're asked. Now, when you run into leaders, they'll give you trouble, but you don't have to worry about the 10%. Just worry about the 80%. So your profile picture, 200 by 800. I'm sorry, 200 by 600. Excuse me. You need a logo, your picture, and a marketing message if you are a solo brand. If you're not, if you're a corporation or you're a company, then you can have your logo there. In fact, Mark and I argue. He was like, I don't want the logo on it at all. He's like, we're putting it somewhere. So we just put the website at the bottom of ours. And I'll show you that again. Okay, I don't know what happened here. Okay. Yeah, so, yeah, we put the logo, or we put the site at the bottom of ours. But really it was grow my fan page fast. The reason we put that there, I'll explain that in a second. But the question, what's not working? Post something on our wall. That's what people see on almost every tab that they're using on your fan page. So don't ignore that marketing space. Now, I promised I was going to give you 3, but I have another one for you, and this is a bonus. And this is one that even I had to learn, and I think it'll really be helpful. And it's going to sting a little bit when I say it, but stop having a huge ego about your fan page. If I ask you what the name of your fan page is, what is it? Type your fan page names. What do you call your fan pages? What's the name of them?
Yeah, everybody just type it in.
Just I want to see them. Because I know a lot of you named your fan page after your company.
Yep.
Yep.
And they're coming in.
Yep.
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 Cool. That's not a problem.
Okay. So here's the thing. The same reason I don't want you to put your logo, if you're trying to grow a fan base and you're not a speaker, right, then why is your page named after you? Your page should be named. If you want your page to grow quickly, here's a trick I learned a long time ago. Pages named after causes grow faster than pages named after things. If you've been on Facebook for a while, you noticed there was a time where there were these pages that were like, I love my mom for everything she's done for me, or like, will this pickle get more fans than Justin Bieber? And these pages had 800,000 fans. You realize that those were marketers doing that, right? And then they would just market to all those 800,000 people. If you name it after yourself, then you're only going to appeal to people that understand your name. The reason we changed our fan page from Social Talk Live to grow your fan page fast is because when people get there, people know what to expect. When I go to Irene Houston online, okay, I better be talking about Irene Houston, and I hope I'm interested in that, right? If you're a speaker, if you're a public speaker, then put that there. If you're an author, put that in your title. Let people know by the title of your fan page what to expect when they get there. So if you're talking about, life insurance, maybe it may not work for you as well, unless you're like, have a page that's just called, I hate when, my son crashes the car into the garage or whatever. Yeah. But understand that if you can tie your page to a cause, it'll grow much faster than if you tie it to what your name is. So I call it name it after what they'll get instead of who you are.